Hello. I'm waiting for some people to show up so we can have this live discussion about toxic relationships. If anybody's ever been in one, I hope you know better as to how to get out. And let's just say I feel bad for anybody who has toxic relationships, and I feel even worse for those who do not recognize them enough to know when to get out. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. So the first thing that always happens when you meet a toxic person, the first thing they usually do is, they'll smile, they'll act nice, and this is kind of called like a hook or gaslighting or whatever you want to call it. But it's usually like, you start out with somebody saying, hey, they selected you. You're now their victim, and they're going to hook you into their trap. And this usually goes in many stages, and that's kind of what we're going to talk about today is getting in a toxic relationship, identifying it, and then actually trying to get out of it. I mean, some people are not so good with those types of things. So I think if anything that I want to make sure that anybody who listens to this or replays it later is going to, maybe possibly one person might go, oh my goodness, I'm in a toxic relationship. It's better to identify it and get the F out. And that's my plan. That's my game plan. And it's just when you see somebody stupid, you walk away, right? I wish it was that easy for everybody. Happy Friday, Keith. Thank you for coming in. Good to see you. Hello, Tommy. Happy Friday, you guys. We're talking about toxic relationships. It's not a pleasant topic, but it's kind of something that sadly is pretty present in my world. It can't all be glitter and rainbows, but I think what we're going to talk about today is kind of like when you see it, do you know it? Everybody's got their own version of it. And I think what I want to hear from you guys is what do you think is toxic? Do you even think there's toxic relationships, or are you just one of those, you just kind of go with the flow? I know some people just don't see toxicity and they live in a glitter, unicorn, sunshine world. And I love those people for them. I love that for them. I don't love them for me. I like real stuff. I'm a very, very real person. So I don't know. I call people out. I'm not going to say I'd like to call people out, but I will call somebody out if I think that they are being toxic, and that's new for me. That's new for me. It took me a long time to get to this part of my life, and maybe any knowledge I have could be educational for somebody else. I don't know. So, first off, let's talk about the hook. It's kind of like, how do these people even get into your life, right? For me, it's usually somebody who smiles a lot, seems super duper nice and super willing, super willing to be cooperative. And I think in those type of situations, you got to be cautious. When somebody is just there to say, hi, look at me, I love you. They're all in your face. They're buying you a bunch of gifts. They're paying your bills. For a girl, that's a girl situation. Girls don't usually pay for guys. That's when the guy is usually called something else. And that's another episode. Well, I'm going to have to go ahead and be my own mod tonight because it looks like we already have like trolls up in the house. So there we go. I guess it's called hiding. I guess we're hiding him. He gets to hide. He's hiding. I hope he can still hear me because, I mean, seriously. Hello, Mr. JB. What's up? Welcome. Happy Friday, everybody. We're talking about toxic relationships, and we were just talking about how when you meet somebody who's toxic, they're usually like extremely nice. They're nice. They're really overly nice people. They create a world and a safe place with them that isn't real. And so that's kind of like, you know, what do you guys feel about that? How many of you are feeling trapped or over love bombed by somebody? Or do you feel like people are fake, but then do they change? Do you find that you're falling for people who are overselling themselves? Or, you know, what is it? Hello, your bestie. Hello. Just kind of curious, like where's your guys' head at when it comes to people who are overly nice? Do you really believe that everybody on this planet has a genuine need or want to know so much about somebody so quickly? I guess is my question. I don't find the need to get to know somebody in a week. I think that's something you do over time, and that's why it's called a relationship, and that's where you go grow together and learn about each other, blah, blah, blah. So Keith says, too much drinking will cause a toxicity in a relationship. This is true. That's probably the number one problem with relationships, is that people are drinking to numb their pain, and that's usually not solving it. It might be masking it for the people who are hurting from it, but that's as far as that will go. And we should all drink some water just to hydrate. So just on that note. Trust. Yeah, you need trust. You got to have trust. But I mean, somebody who's gaslighting you to trust them a lot, that is a red flag. I just want to say, if they're like, hey, you got to trust me, or if they like, do you trust me? The answer to that is no. Just don't. Just don't go there. Just don't go to there. MN stands for Minnesota. Yeah, yes, you got to be truthful with each other. This is absolutely true. I mean, have you not seen the relationships where there's one person who just doesn't trust the other one at all? Therefore, it's creating a conflict. I think I saw this on TV earlier today. It was some, you know, there's, yeah, it was on like a reality show of some sort, but one guy was projecting his inability to trust another woman because of what another woman did to him that was wrecking his current relationship. And anything she was about to go do, he's like, you're going to go do that everywhere. He just, you know, it was like this big, he loves her until it turns into a jealousy issue. And that's like just another red flag. Like that's all terrible. So actually identifying when you run into it and see it, like I just said, there's a lot of smiling, gaslighting, love bombing stuff that happens at first, but then all of a sudden you realize like the light goes off in your head and you go, oh my goodness. My hair chick today just told me that happened to her. She's like, yes, I know I was happy, But now, she goes, I moved out because it just turns out he was gaslighting me the whole time. And I was like, yeah, that's crazy. That's kind of what my topic is tonight on my YouTube. So, oh, thank you, Chipotle. I really would love for you to subscribe to me. I would love everybody in the room who is not subscribed to subscribe to me. That would be amazing. Thank you. I appreciate every single one of you. I do have a lot of followers that come here from TikTok, so we have a pretty good solid number of people that are very good conversationalists. They have a lot of good things to say. My show is going to evolve to a point where we're going to have you guys on as guests and have live discussions. So anyway, don't ever feel bad if you realize that you're in one of those relationships and you realize that you identify it, and then you don't be like hard on yourself, because that was also something that my hairstylist did, and she was kind of guilting herself over the situation, and I couldn't help but feel bad for her for just, she's young, and I think I've been through that same thing a billion times. She's so young, and she has so many more situations like that for her in the future. So good for her for being young. So then, if you have problems identifying somebody who's gaslighting you, my landlord does this. Very good. He's like the best example of this. So when I first moved into this place, I'm renting, moving in a month. Hey. So yeah, red flags can be invisible. They can be, but my landlord is the biggest example of this. So when I first moved in the first month, total nice guy, right? Oh yeah, you can paint. You can do this. Will you just fix that for me? He seemed so nice about it. And I was like, hey, if it's something I can do for 2 minutes to avoid 4 hours of an idiot contractor in here, I'll just try it really quick for him, because I'm just that nice, right? Like I believe in, if you're nice to people, they should be nice back to you. And I kind of feel like sometimes that's what I'm trying to do, but that backfired on me so quickly on month number 2. After he had said, yes, you can paint, but then I give him more paint receipts, and he's like, no, I didn't say more paint. I'm just like, I wasn't giving you my total paint like that. Like my view was, if you approved me to paint, I can paint. And you said you were going to reimburse paint, so I kept painting. So if you were going to reimburse paint, why are you not wanting to reimburse the paint? It was a control issue. So they're nice till they're not nice. And now I'm dealing with the whole, that's not what I meant. And that's another part of narcissism and very toxic situations are when somebody, acts one way, but they continue to say, that's not what I meant. I meant that wall. I meant you could paint that wall. That's what he said. I was like, well, who paints one wall? Who paints one wall? I mean, if the whole place is in the same condition generally all around, I showed you a couple of walls that were in the same condition as the rest of the walls, and you agreed. But he continues to argue, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. I meant just that wall. I meant, I can see what you mean, but here's what I mean. And he does that a lot. And that's when I finally started to recognize it. It was the switcheroo of the conversation, of the view, continuing to say that's not what I meant, trying to make me feel guilty. Maybe you misunderstood me, is what he has said many times. That type of stuff is just, that's almost verbal abuse. I mean, it is, I'm already going to sue him for harassment. But, anywho's, if you're one of those people that, has ever been in one of these situations, you know, that toxic people don't like to go away. They're like a parasite. They're like, it's like they get some kind of rush, or they're feeding off of you, and mostly your reactions. And that's the weird part, is when people like to watch you squirm, I think is probably the best term to use for that. I will never understand the psychology behind that, but apparently there's some kind of control, that it's pleasing their control mechanisms, and they continue to do it. My landlord, again, another, like my ex-husband, 14 years of court of the same lies new lies sometimes, but usually the same ones. He's usually trying to redefine everything, which a narcissist likes to do. Somebody who knows the real story, but when they retell it, it changes all the time based on whoever they're talking to. So when people like that start to jump into your life, it's best to just cut them out. I'm moving. That's the best I can do here. I'm moving. I am going to take him to court and sue him later, because there's just really nothing else that I can do. I kind of got to let him do the bad things that he's going to do, and then respond accordingly later. And it sucks, because I know he has no regard for the law. He has no knowledge of the law. And half the time, if I send him an email, the response is like I didn't say anything. It's like talking to a wall. And I did this with my ex-husband for 14 years. It is so maddening. so maddening when you're having a one-way conversation. And if you're not able to recognize that when somebody's bullying you into a narrative, then I don't know, maybe you're the one that needs some therapy to figure out how to get through the rest of your life. Because, yeah, there just comes a point where you need to actually recognize and figure out how to get out of it. And is it just one person? Is it a group? My ex-husband is a group. His whole family is a group. He's got them all wrangled in. It's a group of people, usually people who are misinformed about a narrative or whatever the backstory is that got everyone to that judgment. So let's all hydrate. And Steve, welcome, Steve. If you're still here, it says like one person's in here. I don't believe that. I think there's more of you. I don't think there's more than one Steve. Oh, it says 0. Now it says 0 in here. Now it says 1. Why? I don't think it's just 1. So, who's got a story? I mean, it's got to be a quick one, because I'm not going to sit here and read a whole paragraph, but if anybody has anything to share, you may. I know you said hi, Steve. I don't think that I said hi to you. Let's see here. I was just checking some stuff. I was just checking my options, since this YouTube is kind of still a little bit newer to me. So, anybody? Toxic things? Do you have toxic people up in your house? Up in your life? No, I'm not rude. That was somebody else. That was somebody else. That was not me. I hear somebody doing something. Oreo. We have a kitty. Are you two playing? You two are just wrestling behind me? They're wrestling. There was an Oreo and an Emmy behind me. Would you like to say hello, Oreo? No? Oh. Most women in your life have been toxic, except for me. Except for me. Right, Oreo? Okay. They're busy playing. I shall not interrupt. I don't think most men or most women, Steve. It's just your last two girlfriends. Like, does anybody in here have a toxic mother? I do. It is me. I'm the person with the toxic mother. She likes to be passive aggressive, I think is the right word. Like, trying to have a nice dinner with me, but she would rather make extremely rude, judgy comments. But like, not to me, to my kid. Looks like your mom's not gonna get fat like me. Think if you were gonna get fat, you'd be fat by now. Don't you think? All right, I need some sour cream. That's usually how her dinners went. I'm the only one who's not toxic. Well, yet, right? I mean, it takes a hot minute for you to realize I'm toxic. We've only been chatting for like 3 years, Steve. My God, my cat walking in front of those lights looks like a dinosaur. You love your mom, but the toxicity. What kind of things does your mom say to you, Steve? Or what do you mean by toxicity, I guess? I'm trying to get some input from people on what they feel like about toxicity. I don't know if you weren't here when I was asking for input earlier, but nobody really gave any. I'm just trying to figure out who's everybody's toxic person. Like, my mom and my dad are both toxic. Actually, my whole freaking family is toxic. There's nobody in my family that is not. Well, that's true, Marcus. Hello, Marcus. Yes, I think everybody is toxic in their own way. Absolutely. But like, so badly that people are talking about it. I hope nobody talks about me being toxic. Maybe I'm toxic to a certain person because I'm not supporting their habits, right? Now that's their opinion. Maybe they feel like I'm toxic because I'm not allowing them to be drunk all the time. That's probably not a good judgment of toxicity. Am I toxic to her? In her head? Yeah, sure, probably. She also thinks that her whole family is toxic because they don't want her to drink. So, 3 years, I'm a failure, complains that would I get her for her birthday, just the normal stuff. How are you a failure, Steve? You're a very successful person, as far as I can tell. If one's desire is bringing another down, then they're the toxic. Yes, that's a very good way of defining it, Marcus. If somebody's goal is to bring you down, to make you feel poopy, to, I guess, maybe, make you feel this little because they want to be this big. It's, that's what she said. And sometimes most of the time it's just a fulfilling situation. If somebody wants to feel a certain way, then sometimes, and I don't get it, making somebody feel little makes you feel bigger. That's not how math works. But yeah, it's sad. I do not like people who have a goal of hurting somebody. I mean, it's a bit nuts. It's a bit nuts. So, I mean, I think what we talked about earlier and maybe everybody kind of missed was identifying toxic relationships. Are all of you people who are good at identifying those, or do you find that you are somebody who kind of maybe you gravitate towards toxic relationships? Do you feel like they find you, or do you feel like you're good at avoiding them? And many love to facade it like they're trying to help you even when you never asked. Yep. My ex best friend was like that. The last time I talked to her, I talked about getting a dog, and she goes, "Ooh, I can help you with that." I was like, I never even asked you for help. I just told you we were looking at dog breeds and considering buying one. That was before we got Oakley. And she was like, yeah, oh yeah, I can help you with that. I'm the dog chick. I'm like, no, see, the action of picking out the dog and buying the dog and doing all that with my kid it's part of our family experience. I don't need my friend over there to come in and act like we're incapable of life. And that's how she was treating me for a while. That was that toxic relationship. Yep. And then they treat you like you're the ungrateful one for all the stuff they did for you. Yeah, I agree, Marcus. I think there's too many people out there who feel like they have a purpose, and maybe what they feel their purpose is not their purpose. And they have bad judgment, and everybody else has to sit around and kind of be in that moment with them. And that sucks when somebody else's really crappy reality has to become yours now. And that's kind of what I had to do for 14 years with my ex-husband. Is he was just trying to talk himself and everybody else into his version of it. And it was like, man, if you put that much effort into co-parenting versus conflict, it's just, I don't know, the effort's put into the wrong position there. Not enough for her failed at my football career. You didn't fail. I should apparently have more than 2 offices. Oh my gosh. I should have family by now. Some other stuff. She's bitter. Is she bitter because you haven't given her grandchildren? Is that what it is? Okay, the having another office thing, I'd be like, why don't you just open one for me then? If it's so easy, go open one for me. Go do it. Go run one. And if you can run one and I'm running one and you can run the other one, then I'll run the 2, right? Or maybe you should run the 2. Like, just throw it back on her. Like, oh, hey, what are you up to? You have a lot of opinions about what should be happening, but I don't see you doing nothing about getting things to there. Where's the support for your son? Where is that? That's the crap my parents do. Why aren't you doing it? If you guys don't support your children. You don't support your children. If you don't support your children, they're not going to do anything or show you that they're doing anything. And then you're going to think they're failures because they're literally not going to share their life with you anymore. Because you don't give them credit or pat on the back or tell them you're proud of them or anything. With my dad, he moved on to a whole nother family. So that's just not even, I'm going to have to do a series about that one too, because that one's really messed up. My dad, that's just another series. He told me too much. That would be me. I always find those kinds of chicks. When was the last time you had a relationship, Keith? Yes, self-imposed purpose. Yes. Your wife's entire family is like that? I'm sorry, Marcus. That's terrible. It sucks. It sucks when it's a whole family. Excuse me. Apparently, I need to hydrate again. Everybody drink your water. You would say it's the grandkids, but she's been like this since I was a kid. I wish I went pro. Who doesn't? I made it to a D1 school. You know what? See, if that's impressive as it is. It's impressive as it is. Her expectations are bull. I mean, honestly, I'm sad that my kid did not push to go to a D1 school, at least, to get a scholarship for lacrosse, but it's just he didn't put it in. He didn't put in the effort. I mean, I don't know. I think your mother has some really crazy expectations. He says it's either they drink too much or I don't drink enough. Oh, it's about the booze. That we were just talking about that at the beginning of this. Like you said it yourself, drinking becomes a root problem of relationships when both people are drinking. It really is. I know people are like, oh, they got a lot in common. They like to drink together. Do you know how many problems they have? A lot. They pretend they're not, but I've seen it. You know what, Marcus? That's exactly what my ex's family is like. They don't believe they're toxic at all, and they're just, as you will tell through my series, Divorcing Crazy, it literally proves different. It will prove different. And actually, I'm finally going to get to episode 3 tonight. I will finally post it. I haven't even recorded it yet. I've been so busy with lacrosse is a really crazy, as my hairdresser said today, intense. She goes, I heard it's an intense season. I go, it is. It's freaking intense. That is a good freaking word for it. It is 5 weeks of lacrosse. It's so nuts. Like we just had another game last night. It was pouring rain. You know, Marcus, the lightning and crap last night, that was bad. Like we actually had a game delay. So, and yeah, they ended up doing a half an hour delay of game, and I actually came home to let the dog out and then drove back to the high school and watched the rest of the game. So they pretend they're not. I've seen it enough. Yeah. People don't think that like visual, I see you. Yeah, Brady.
I'll be back.
Okay, I love you. Then when I draw the line in the sand, they get mad. You know what is funny, Keith? That's kind of that's a narcissistic thing. Because first of all, they don't want to get called out. Accountability is the last thing that they want. So, yeah, that's why they get mad. That's my landlord does that. You call him out for something and he gets mad at me. It's like, why are you mad at me? Because I'm telling you that you're being mean to me. You can't go back to somebody who just told you that your behavior is crappy. Your response can't be, but you, blah, blah, blah. Right there, that's already a very toxic response. Somebody needs to stop and say, how am I doing A, B, C, D to you? They need to acknowledge what you just said and have the conversation. If their response is deflection, they're not going to have the conversation with you. That's not their purpose at all. Marcus just said it. It's freaking deflection. They will never have the conversation with you. They never will, because they can't continue to behave that way. They'll never feel the good feelings that they have all the time. If you actually call them out, they get mad at you're making me feel bad. What is wrong with you? Well, you're making me feel bad. No, I'm not. Like, that's kind of how that will go. Steve says, crazy thing is my mom doesn't drink. Is she on other meds? Sounds like she's enjoying something else. That's what it sounds like to me. Maybe it's just something else that she's into. So, thank you, Keith. I went, oops, I'm bumping stuff. I went to my hairdresser today. I got 1.5 inches cut off. 1.5 inches. But, yeah, I love going to get my hair done because she does all the things. I love it. I love anybody who wants to play with my hair, wash my hair, comb my hair, curl my hair. They can do all the things. What is that alien talk, Marcus? I don't even know what that means. She needs meds. Are you sure she's not already on meds? Or maybe missing her meds? Like any of the above. I don't know what my mom was on when I was growing up, but that lady slept all the time. And I swear to God, I told my dad, she definitely like what was she on? What were you guys on? Because they had a lot of Cheech and Chong movies, and I'm like, were you guys like, was Mom a stoner? Like, what was I missing? Like, I swear nobody was. I swear I would have caught that. But yeah, they act like they don't. They have no idea. Like, I think my mom was depressed. She had a crappy childhood, and she didn't even know how to deal with it. Like, she had such a traumatic childhood. Well, thank you, Steve. Do you mean non-existent? That was in addition to something you said earlier. What do you mean, Marcus, by non-existent? Are you talking about like their behavior is non-existent? I'm gonna hydrate while you explain that. I love waiting for comments. Can't you guys type faster? Aren't you guys like... I was trying to clarify something and made it more confusing. Yeah. You said you're like referring to something I said earlier. I am so not good at referring back to things because we jump around so much. It's hard for me to be like, oh, that one thing we talked about back there. Probably. I just suck at that kind of stuff. Me kind of sucky at that. So yeah, if you guys actually it sounds like you guys all recognize what toxic and emotionally abusive people look like. Yeah, they might be getting to me too late. I don't know, Steve. I don't know. Just work for me, YouTube. Work for me. It gets to be like, you guys know I'm doing these lives for free over here right now until I get enough subscribers to monetize. So, and that could take a while. And my my kid, I told my kid today to unsubscribe from me because I had more than enough subscribers. He could unsubscribe and I could still go live. But I told him, I said, I don't want my stories popping up on your YouTube. If you want to come and watch these videos, you can, but that's going to be your choice. I don't want to be the one who said you need to subscribe to me and then make you go what, that now my videos are popping up in his feed. And I didn't want it to be like that. You got me on the big screen? Heck yeah, that's right. People can stream me on YouTube. On their big screen. That's pretty awesome. Hello. Look at me. I'm huge. I'm huge. Am I going to be on for a bit? I'll probably be on here for like another 10 minutes on here. If Brady's going to be gone for a little bit, I don't know. I have to still post my episode 3. So I might go over to TikTok for a hot minute, but it would be really, really fast. Like it would probably be like a half an hour. So audio is clean. Are you saying my microphone sounds good? All right, Marcus, I shall see you later. I was actually skipping TikTok on like Fridays because it was not going good, but since I'm over here trying to build, and then I would want to probably maybe make some money on TikTok. We'll see. We shall see. So has anybody in the room ever set a very successful boundary on a toxic person? Like for me, I have literally cut communications with my toxic mother. I have minimized communications with my dad. It sucks because I was dad's little girl for a long time, and now we're not there anymore, and that sucks. It really sucks. I don't have a parent that I'm like connected to or bonded with, and that it sucks. I thought I was bonded with my dad, and I one day realized I was not. So that part really sucks. I don't know. I don't even know what to say to him anymore because I kind of feel like he's one of those people that he doesn't care. And I mean, to be honest, that's part of the issue is like he literally said, I don't care. And that echoes in my head all the time. I remember the conversation with him where I said, how could you blah, 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 like cheat on mom with her sister? Why did you pick her of all people? You. And basically his response to me was, I don't care. Because I know this sounds bad, but I don't care. I just stopped caring. And I have felt that ever since. It's like he went from being somebody I talked to all the time. You guys, like we talked constantly through all of my court proceedings with my ex. I had so much time where Brady was being alienated from me. My dad would call me on his trips and we would talk. We would talk so much. He listened to everything I had to say through all those horrible, shitty times. And then it was like all of a sudden he's like, I just don't care anymore. It's like when I text him, if I get a wow, like, and that I'm actually gonna, like, where the heck is my phone? Let's see how many times my dad has said wow. How many times has he said wow to my texts?
Unboxing the moment I
Let's go back to. I'm just cracking up because I see wow in there a lot. So. Let's see. Here's one with no response. No response. No response. No response. No response. No response. Can I call you later? Wow. Cool. Happy Thanksgiving. Snowing up there. Pretty cold up there. Like, this is literally just things he's saying to me. Not like, nice. Merry Christmas. Bad weather? Wow. These are his responses. There's another wow. Happy New Year. Oh, look, another wow. I sent him like many, like I think 4 paragraphs. No response. The next thing I sent him, he responded nice. The next thing I sent, no response. The next thing I sent, his response was nice. Through my whole house buying process that I tried to do this year, all he said to me was, they look nice. Nice, where is it at? And then I told him, never mind it, we're not doing that. And he goes, oh, sorry. He didn't call me. We didn't talk about it. And then I texted him again, and his response was, wow. Cool. How much snow? We're 70 today and 36 tomorrow. Wisconsin got nailed. When's Brady's graduation? I gave him a bunch of information. He never responded. I told him happy birthday. He said thanks. I sent him a picture of where we're moving. He said cool. Then he said, are you getting ice or rain? And then he said, happy Easter. And then I sent him pictures of Brady, and he said, wow. So, yeah, that's a good summary of my dad's responses. Freaking awesome, isn't it? It is. It is heartbreaking, Keith. It sucks. It sucks that somebody that we used to have very in-depth conversations about feelings and life with has chosen to just go have a different life. And yeah, Keith, that's not my dad, though. We used to talk a lot. So for him to just respond with wow or nice, it's, and anything else? Is anybody there? It's heartbreaking. It is. He used to never be a man of few words. And if I call him, he usually has to go within 5 minutes. Well, gotta go. Okay. Yeah, you sound busy with another family. Because you can hear it. You can hear them in the background. So it sounds like he's playing grandpa and he's too busy. Too busy for his actual family. I mean, I can't wait for Brady to, go get married and have kids and get ignored by his own grandpa. It's just the same crap. They're just perpetuating the cycle onto their grandchildren. My mom has also chosen not to talk to Brady because I choose not to talk to her. So she chooses not to even talk to Brady. And so, yeah, it's crappy. Anywho, those are toxic ass cycles. When was the last time I tried to call him? Um, 6:40 p.m. on February 8th. February 8th was the last time we spoke. And it said 6 minutes and 8 seconds. So that's the extent of our phone calls. Yeah, like he sends money through PayPal for holidays and stuff, but it's usually one lump sum and he just, here's money for you and Brady. Merry Christmas. Like it's just become so robotic and just like a requirement for him, I guess. I don't know. It's not good. It's not good. Yeah. So keep referring back to me for your best resource for therapy. Kidding. I hold no liability to the information that you have received in this life. Bing. All right, guys. I love you. Thanks for hanging out and talking about toxic relationships. I think we're going to shut it down. It's 10 o'clock. Thanks for hanging out for the hour. If you guys ever wonder what to do when you get in a relationship like that, just get out, go, run, bye-bye. Like life moves on. People are not superhumans. They cannot come back and take you down. They could with a gun, but why? Why? Stay away from people like that. Don't date people like that. Hang in there, guys. We're all going through something toxic. I think everybody's got a toxic person, and I think that, we're all toxic too. So maybe it's time for us to all reflect upon ourselves and figure out what our purpose is in this life. I think it should be to be nice and to help others versus dragging people down and making them feel like crap. I don't understand people like that. And so yeah, happy Friday, everybody. Be the best you can be. We shall see, Keith. We shall see. I'm going to see what the B-Man's doing before I decide to go on the Ticker Talkers. I also have to do a story time for episode 3 on here. So I need to make a judgment call when I get off here and see what I want to do. Chipotle, thanks for hanging out. Everybody should be subbing to me. All of you should all be a sub-in. I'm going to drop episode 3 sometime this evening. I don't know when, but I'm committing to it tonight. So if you don't see it tonight, you'll see it in the morning. Excuse me. I thought I would never do that over here. We aren't doing a judgment on those. All right. I love you guys. Thanks for joining my live, and we'll see you next time. Sub to me. I love you guys. Keith, Steve, Chipotle. I love it. Have a good night. Thanks for the chat.